Book of Crip, Volume 6. The Great Set Trip. The Christ Crips had settled into their new home in Inglewood, but they never forgot about their old neighborhood in Los Angeles. They heard rumors that the atheist Bloods had only grown stronger since their departure, and that they were terrorizing the community with even greater ferocity. Unable to stand by while their former home was being destroyed, the Christ Crips decided to take action. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were determined to reclaim the streets and restore order. They began by reaching out to their old allies, other gangs who shared their desire to rid the community of the atheist Bloods. Together, they formed a coalition, and with the Christ Crips leading the charge, they set out to take back their neighborhood. It wasn't long before they came face to face with the atheist Bloods, who had grown complacent in their dominance. But the Christ Crips were fueled by their faith and their commitment to their community, and they fought with a ferocity that the atheist Bloods could not match. As the battle raged on, more and more people from the community began to join in, inspired by the Christ Crips' bravery and determination. It was a hard-fought battle, but in the end, the Christ Crips emerged victorious. With the atheist Bloods defeated, the Christ Crips and their allies took control of the streets. But they didn't stop there. They knew that to truly make a difference, they had to create a lasting change. They worked tirelessly to improve the community, cleaning up the streets, opening new businesses, and offering support to those who had been affected by the atheist Bloods' reign of terror. They even started a program to help at-risk youth, providing them with education and mentorship to keep them off the streets. The Christ Crips had not only taken back their neighborhood, but they had transformed it into a thriving, safe community. Their faith had guided them through the darkest of times, and it had inspired them to make a real difference in the world. After being defeated by the Christ Crips, the atheist Bloods were left with nowhere to go. The other gangs in the area refused to take them in, and the community as a whole had no tolerance for their violence and hatred. In the end, the atheist Bloods were banished to the outskirts of the city, where they settled in the small town of Palmdale. There, they established a blood-only community, where only those who shared their ideology and way of life were welcome. They continued to spread their message of atheism and nihilism, preaching that there was no greater purpose in life than satisfying one's own desires. But as time went on, their community began to suffer. Without any sense of community spirit or shared values beyond violence and aggression, they struggled to build a sustainable way of life. They continued to fight among themselves, unable to find any kind of meaningful purpose beyond their own self-destructive tendencies. Meanwhile, the Christ Crips and their allies had continued their efforts to build a better community in Los Angeles. Their efforts had paid off, and the neighborhood was now thriving. They had created a sense of unity and purpose that had been missing for so long, and people from all walks of life were now coming together to build a brighter future. The contrast between the two communities was stark. While the Christ Crips and their allies were working to create a better world for everyone, the atheist Bloods were stuck in a cycle of violence and destruction, with no hope for a better future. In the end, it became clear that the Christ Crips had made the right decision in standing up to the atheist Bloods. Their commitment to their faith and their community had allowed them to build something truly meaningful, while the atheist Bloods were left with nothing but their own sense of emptiness and despair.